Welcome to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness Podcast, where the right play meets purpose and flavor finds faith.
Blood type balance, mind, body, whole. Feed your spirit, that's the ultimate goal. We season for life, body.
Greetings and welcome back to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness Podcast. I am your host, AC Price, certified wellness nutrition coach and educator, and founder of the AC Art of Food. And I'm really glad you're here today for episode 12 as we discuss cortisol, stress, and blood type. Why calm is a health strategy. Okay, so yes, this week we're talking about something that quietly impacts weight, digestion, sleep, hormones, heart health, and energy. Yet, it rarely gets the attention it so deserves. And that something is stress. More specifically, though, cortisol. Yep, we've been hearing a lot about cortisol lately in news reports. I don't know if it's because I'm around the age now that cortisol is just wreaking havoc, but it is definitely something that is in the headlines today. And maybe it's always been that way because in today's fast-paced world, though, calm is not a luxury. It is literally a health strategy. Okay, so before we dig in too deep, we're going to ground this conversation and episode in some research. So specifically, according to the National Institutes of Health and the Mayo Clinic, chronic elevation of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, has been linked to weight gain, especially around the midsection, blood sugar imbalance, increased inflammation, digestive disruption, poor sleep quality, elevated cardiovascular risk. Does this not sound very similar to something that a lot of women grouped are going through right now? Yeah, cortisol isn't the enemy though. It's essential for survival. But chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated longer than the body was designed for. Okay. And that's where the problem begins. So we can't simply just do away with cortisol. Why do we have to have cortisol or cortisol detox? No. Cortisol is actually what helps wake us up in the morning. So we need cortisol. It's just about managing it and just managing stress, chronic stress altogether. So stress isn't just mental. Because a lot of times when we see, think about stress, okay, calm the mind, just don't think about it. But no, it's actually metabolic. And when I say that, it's like people try to out eat stress or out exercise stress, and you just can't. But it's primarily because stress is physiological. So when the cortisol levels in your body stay high, fat storage increases, muscle recovery slows to a glacial pace. Okay, digestion weakens, and cravings intensify. Okay, so this just means that even healthy habits may not work in a stressed body, which is why stress awareness is the foundation, the very foundation to wellness. And I tell my clients this a lot. I can curate to you, or for you rather, one of the best meal plans, period, hands down, right? I can commission, I used to say Janet Jackson's trainer, but now probably Tiana Taylor's trainer, right? But unless your mindset is in a place of alignment with those goals, it's just not going to work, okay? So I repeat, even the most healthiest of habits may not work well in a stressed environment, in a stressed body. So let's get this stress under control, okay, and managed wisely. And so when you break it down by a blood type, when we're talking about stress, it can show up differently. And what that means for care may be different. So let's go into each blood type, and I'm going to tell you how the signs may show up and then what we can do to help it, okay? So we're going to start off with the originals, my type O's, okay, who carry stress in the body, okay? So that means some signs of tight muscles, over exercising, or even adrenal fatigue. Okay. Now, what helps is adequate protein, strength training, balanced with rest, not just go, 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 but relax and rest some days as well. And then grounding routines. Then we have our type A's, where stress lives in the nervous system. Type A bodies are often more sensitive to that mental and emotional stress, which looks like high anxiety, digestive upset stomach, headaches even, and just difficulty relaxing. I'm talking about just, disengaging your shoulders from your ears, because that's what it can show up as in blood type A's. But what helps is plant forward meals, gentle movement, and calm, predictable routines. So we're thinking yoga, we're thinking Tai Chi, nice stretching, and those plant forward meals. I don't know if you guys can hear, but I'm a little bit congested. And that's because we spent the weekend up in the mountains, my husband and I, and we're both A blood types, which means sinuses can be very tricky. But at the elevation we were up in and the coldness, and it was kind of damp as well. So we've kind of come back with some head congestion. But as soon as we're getting home, I'm getting Vitamix out, spinach and grapes and beets and just vegetables that are very much so according to our blood type to help us get a little bit of the bounce back. So this is something that I know that I always lean to if I'm not feeling well and I am A blood type. So plant forward meals are absolutely and can absolutely show up as your medicine for your body. Okay. And so my type B's and AB, stress disrupts your balance. And so remember, the type B's and ABs, those are the balanced blood types. And signs of this particular stress shows up as instability. And this looks like energy swings, sleep disruptions, mood changes. Okay. I mean, if you're getting disrupted sleep, then of course that mood is going to shift all day long. And what helps with this is going to be consistent meals. I'm talking about consistent times of days that you're eating your meals. Not exact, but just around about that same time of day. That's going to be great. Balanced protein and moderation over extremes. Now, calm, when I'm speaking about calm and giving you guys these tools for calm, it's not that you're doing completely nothing. It's not you're just sitting there and you're just twiddling your thumbs. You're not doing that. It's doing what supports you. So stress management doesn't mean just stopping. It doesn't mean stopping life. It doesn't mean that, don't let me go into this because I need to be calm. No, it just simply means choosing habits that are going to signal safety to your body. And this is where being mindful about your body, doing body scans, making sure from head to toe you're feeling at your top. And if you're not, how did that differ from the day before when you did your body scan? So it's just very, very much important. And when I speak of a body scan, I'm just, it simply means that you're standing there, eyes closed, and you just do a scan from the top of your head to just kind of assess how everything is feeling. The top of my head, does my top of my head feel okay? Does it feel sore? Does it feel itchy? My ears, do my ears ring? Do my ears feel heavy? Do my ears feel light? Okay. My jaw, is my jaw tight? And so you just work your way all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and you just assess how your body is feeling, what's different. And being mindful about your body can actually help to identify things that may not be okay, and learning that there's a pattern in some things. And then you can identify exactly what that is to your physician. And then that helps you in the long run because you are familiar with your body, and nobody knows your body better or longer than you have. Okay. So we're going to choose these signals to identify safety for our body. So this means regular meals. Okay. This means hydration. Remember, half your body weight in ounces. This means movement that restores, not just that exhausts. And quiet moments, that mindfulness again, trying to quiet the mind as much as you can. I'm learning now also that the older I get, and I think that's with everybody, the older that we get, we've experienced more, we've seen more things. So it gets to be maybe a little bit harder to quiet the mind. Therefore, we should do this more often and on a regular basis. Take those quiet moments, because when the body feels safe, cortisol can actually regulate itself. See how I did that? Okay. Now, before we go, it is time, and this may be one of my favorite segments of the podcast, but it's the Great Eats segment of the podcast. Just a simple stress-supported meal idea that you can try this week. And it's adapted by blood type. So let's start out with the originals, of course, my O blood type. So something along the lines of a baked salmon with roasted sweet potatoes and sauteed spinach and olive oil is very ideal. That omega-3 rich fish for inflammation support, complex carbohydrates for steady energy, and those leafy greens for magnesium. Super, super nutritional, super calm aligned, okay? For my type A's, I'm thinking maybe like some lentils or a lentil vegetable stew over some quinoa with fresh parsley and olive oil. Remember, parsley is super, super good for the blood cleansing. And then these are plant protein for gentle digestion. Okay, warm fiber for a rich base of balance. And then the herbs are going to support that circulation and calm. Remember that blood cleansing from that parsley. And then my type B's, soft scrambled eggs with sauteed greens and brown rice. Don't knock it until you try it. Seriously, eggs are not just for breakfast anymore. Okay, they're a great source of protein, balanced protein at that. Warm grains for grounding and simple preparation to reduce digestive stress. Okay, and then it doesn't even have to be soft scrambled eggs. It could be a nice crispy around the edge fried egg. That would be great too for that particular dish. And then last but definitely not least, my type ABs. We're going to do a lightly seasoned baked cod, right, with quinoa and roasted zucchini. Gentle seafood protein, moderate complex carbohydrate, and easy to digest vegetables. This is how these meals support your cortisol balance, because remember, cortisol, when it's elevated, the body benefits from that stable blood sugar. Warm meals, not cold, and we're not talking about rush eating either. These are not grab and go meals. Moderate protein, healthy fats, consistent timing. And all of these meals, regardless of the blood type, include these elements, okay? And these meals are signaling safety to the nervous system. And of course, safety allows cortisol to regulate. So that is the most awesome piece about it. When we are discussing and when we're talking about cortisol and keeping things calm in the body, and on the outside, we are noticing things and we are hearing a lot of things, and that can absolutely elevate our stress levels. We are in some times where there's a lot of chaos daily as we open our eyes to a new day. And so it's very important that we try to regulate what we can see, what we watch, what we listen to. And I am going to consistently continue to bring you guys information on how to actually stay calm in the most chaotic society that we're now finding ourselves in. All right. So before we go, if today's episode has supported you in any way, form, or fashion, I want you to be sure to subscribe, like, and share and comment, but absolutely subscribe to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness Podcast on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, as well as YouTube, so you never miss a grounded, practical wellness conversation with me. Okay. And hey, if you're ready to go even deeper with ACR to Food, I implore you to visit acrtofood.com and just start with our culinary health assessment right there, available on our website for you to complete for free. And just let's take this to another level. Go ahead and get you booked for a discovery consult and find the right program and or membership for you. And also on the website, from there, you can check out our Blood Type Wellness one-on-one starter kits, our wellness coaching memberships and programs, our custom meal plans, and the wellness tea blends, and one, if not all, of our 7 deliciously healing wellness ebooks and e-cookbooks. We also have courses. I'm so excited about that. And of course, our flagship baby that started it all, our heart healthy, lower sodium, handcrafted small batched abstract spice gold seasoning blends that make healthy absolutely taste good. Okay? So remember, calm is so powerful, and it's available to you every day. So until next time, great eats and healthy living.